last week. Deacon Marcus Christopher Limbrick, age 64, 502 Sheffield Street, Americus, Georgia, died Sunday, September 21st, at his residence in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Deacon Marcus Christopher Limbrick was held Sunday, September 28th, graveside at the Eastview Cemetery Pavilion in Americus, Georgia. His beloved daughter, Prophetess Demetrius Williams, officiated. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Daphne James Limbrick of Americus, Georgia, his loving and devoted mother, Mrs. Pearline Perry Limbrick of Americus, Georgia, his loving and devoted children, Prophetess Demetrius Williams and her husband, Mr. Tamar Williams of Duluth, Georgia, Miss Andrea M. Limbrick of Covington, Georgia, Mr. Marcus Limbrick, Jr. of Plains, Georgia, Mr. Nicholas J. James of Leslie, Georgia, and Miss Quasha Limbrick of Americus, Georgia. 9 beloved grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, 2 beloved sisters, Miss Deborah Limbrick and Miss Vicky Limbrick, a beloved brother, Mr. Christopher Limbrick, his mother-in-law, Mrs. Willie Mae James of Leslie, Georgia, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Deacon Marcus Christopher Limbrick, age 64, 502 Sheffield Street, Americus, Georgia. Mr. Hollis Douglas Sr., age 81, 1420 Norris Street, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, September 26, at his residence in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Hollis Douglas Sr., age 81, was held Thursday, October 2nd, in the sanctuary of the Antioch Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Ricky Cladd, officiated. The burial followed at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Mr. Hollis Douglas Jr. and Mr. Arthur Brooks Douglas, and Miss Teresa Cladd and her husband, Deacon Dexter Cladd, all of Americus, Georgia. 9 beloved grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, his loving and devoted sisters, Miss Rita Ingram of Americus, Georgia, Mrs. Sharon Montague and her husband, Mr. Alfonso Montague of Maryland, and Mrs. Patricia Spitley and her husband, Mr. Joe Spitley of South Carolina. His beloved brothers, Mr. Andrew Munson and his wife, Mrs. Mae Munson of Conyers, Georgia, Mr. Lonnie Munson and Mr. Terrell Ingram and his wife, Mrs. Edith Ingram, both of Americus, Georgia, Mr. Joe Ingram and his wife, Mrs. Karen Ingram of California, Mr. Carl Douglas and his wife, Mrs. Beatrice Douglas of Texas, and Mr. Reginald Douglas of Detroit, Michigan. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Hollis Douglas Sr., age 81, 1420 Norris Street, Americus, Georgia. Mr. Alexander Demetrius Carter, age 55, of 227 Pine Street, Atlanta, Georgia, died Sunday, September 21st, at the Piedmont Hospital, Atlanta Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Alexander Demetrius Carter, age 55, was held on Saturday, October 4th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. His beloved aunt, Dr. Jwwilliams Carter Ray, officiated. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Mr. Cameron Carter and Mrs. Alexis Mitchell, and her husband, Mr. Tyrone Mitchell, both of Cordele, Georgia, Ms. Kalisha Carter, Ms. Loera Carter Gates, and her husband, Mr. Kenneth Gates, and Mr. Monquavius Carter, all of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Ethan Carter, Amaros, Georgia, 2 beloved grandchildren, a beloved sister, Mrs. Valencia Royal, and her husband, Mr. Frederick Royal of Perry, Georgia, a beloved brother, Mr. Derek Carter of Cordele, Georgia, his aunts and uncles, Mrs. Barbara Roberts, Miss Shirley Epps, Miss Rosa Epps, Miss Dewana Epps, Miss Eleanor Montfrey, Mr. William Carter, Mr. Joseph Carter, Mrs. Brenda Faye Finn, and her husband, Mr. Bobby Finn, Dr. Jwwilliams Ray, and her husband, Mr. Robert Ray, Miss Karen Massey, Miss Doretha Collins, and her husband, Mr. Ralph Collins, Mr. Roosevelt Carter, and his wife, Mrs. Sharon Carter, Mr. F.D. Lawton, Mr. Roman Epps, Mr. Sammy Epps Jr., and Mr. Irvin Lawton, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Alexander Demetrius Carter, age 55, of 227 Pine Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Dwayne Hardiman Sr., age 48, of 306 West 17th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, September 24th, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Dwayne Hardiman Sr. was held Saturday, October 4th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, officiated. The burial followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Mr. Courtney Reese, Mr. Zabrian Reese, Mr. Dwayne Hardiman Jr., Mr. Kentavious Hardiman and his wife, Mrs. Jaleesa Hardiman, Mr. Kente Hardiman, Mr. D'Angelo Hardiman, and Miss Shanika Hardiman, all of Cordele, Georgia. His loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Evelyn Ross and her husband, Mr. Ronald Ross of Macon, Georgia, Mrs. Ruby Ross and her husband, Mr. Charlie Ross, Miss Deshelle Davis, and Miss Shaquilla Mapp, all of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved brother, the Reverend Reginald Hardiman, and his wife, Mrs. Annie Ruth Hardiman of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved aunts and uncles, Mr. William Dixon and Miss Leela Rogers and her husband, Mr. Cecil Rogers, both of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Larry Henderson of Columbus, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survived Mr. Dwayne Hardiman Sr., age 48, of 306 West 17th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Jwwilliams Finn, age 23, of Killeen, Texas, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, September 23rd. The funeral service for Mr. Jwwilliams Finn, age 23, was held on Saturday, October 4th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Dr. Arthur J. Nance officiated. The burial followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted parents, Mr. Christopher Bernard Finn and Miss Denise Finley and her husband, Mr. Tate Finley, his beloved sibling, Kamari Finn, Zaire Finn, all of Kathleen, Texas, Lakita Hudson, Jaquari Darisol, Vontrice Finn, Lakedra Finn, Gabriel Oliver, Denzel Finn, Felisa Finn, Joshua Hill, Giandre Hessel, Shalirik Finn, Koisha Montague, and Oxy Finn. His beloved grandparents, Miss Bernell Finn and Mr. David Gray. His great-grandparents, Miss Lillian Gray and Mr. Charles Smith, and his wife, Mrs. Vicky Smith, his godmother, Miss Melissa Wedges, a host of beloved aunts, uncles, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Jwwilliams Levison Finn, age 23, of Kathleen, Texas, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. Again, the family of Deacon Marcus Christopher Limbrick of Americus, Georgia, the family of Mr. Hollis Douglas Sr. of Americus, Georgia, the family of Mr. Alexander Demetrius Carter of Atlanta, Georgia, and Cordele, Georgia, the family of Mr. Dwayne Hardeman Sr. of Cordele, Georgia, the family of Mr. Jwwilliams Finn of Killeen, Texas, and Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you, is their prayer. Were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcements. Miss Louise Walker, age 69, of 603 West 23rd Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, October 1st, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted daughters, Mrs. Veronica Lawrence and her husband, Mr. Reggie Lawrence of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Shanita Bridges and her husband, Mr. Michael Bridges of Fort Worth, Texas, Miss DeWanna Walker, Miss Shamika Sanders and her husband, Mr. Verona Sanders, and Miss Sharita Walker, all of Cordele, Georgia. 15 beloved grandchildren, 28 great-grandchildren, A beloved sister, Miss Van E. Walker of Valdosta, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, to include a special cousin, Miss Jerry Dean Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. Many friends, to include her special friends, Miss Dolores Varner, Miss Ebony Jones, and Mr. Albert Adams, survived Miss Louise Walker, age 69, of 603 West 23rd Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Louise Walker, age 69, will be held today, Sunday, October 5th, at 2 p.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. United States Army veteran, Mr. Oscar Green, Jr., age 71, of Bentonville, Arkansas, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, September 27th at the St. Luke Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Mary Ann Green of Bentonville, Arkansas. His loving and devoted children, Miss Raphael Green of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Carletta Cleveland and her husband, Mr. Ricky Cleveland of Shreveport, Louisiana. A devoted grandson, Mr. Marcus Bradley of Nashville, Tennessee. His loving and devoted sibling, Mrs. Gradine Ford and her husband, Deacon Tommy Ford Jr., Mrs. Vernell Doster, Miss Patricia Green, Miss Mary Fletcher, Deacon Winford Green and his wife, Mrs. Brenda Green, all of Cordele, Georgia, Mrs. Deborah West and her husband, Mr. Ronnie West of Pineview, Georgia, Miss Lenora Green, Miss Rena Harvey, and Mr. Carl Harvey, all of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. United States Army veteran, Mr. Oscar Green, Jr., age 71, of Bentonville, Arkansas, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran, Mr. Oscar Green, Jr., age 71, will be held on Saturday, October 11th at 10 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The burial with military honors will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, October 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Beloved church mother, Mother Alberta Williams Rouse, age 88, of 706 Brooklyn Terry, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, October 2nd at her residence in Americus, Georgia, and mother of the Church of the Big Bethel Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mrs. Pamela Williams and her husband, Mr. Tommy Williams, and Minister Penella Ivy Woods and her husband, Mr. Harold Woods, her loving and devoted grandchildren, Mr. Derek Swain and his wife of Austell, Georgia, Mr. Chantrell Thomas Sr. and his wife, Miss Tenica Thomas of Warner Robins, Georgia. Mr. Lavaris Riles and his wife, Mrs. Tina Boone of Americus, Georgia. Miss Tonda Andrew of Fort Worth, Texas. Miss Tara Tobias and her husband, Mr. Tony Tobias of Huntsville, Alabama. Mr. Spencer Ivy, Miss Charity Ivy, Miss Destiny Ivy, all of Decatur, Georgia. Miss Atala Riles of Vicksburg, Mississippi. Mrs. Michaela Riles of Fort Worth, Texas. 13 great-grandchildren, 2 great-great-grandchildren, her beloved sister and brother-in-law, Apostle Helen Felton of Auburn, Alabama, and Dr. Charles Riles of College Station, Texas. Her daughters-in-law, Mrs. Leslie Riles and Miss Tiandra Riles, her beloved nieces and nephews, many cousins, her godchildren, her Big Bethel Baptist Church family, her Silver Sneakers friend, Geneva Hospice caregiver, and a host of other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Beloved church mother of the Big Bethel Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia, Mother Alberta Jwwilliams Riles, age 88, of 706 Brooklyn Terrace, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Alberta Jwwilliams Riles, age 88, will be held Saturday, October 11th at 10 a.m. in the sanctuary of her beloved Big Bethel Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The Reverend Roderick Hubbard, pastor. The burial will follow at the Staley Memorial Gardens in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, October 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Barbara Ann Emery Adams, age 70, of 10567 Cemetery Road, Rochelle, Georgia, died Monday, September 29th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Glenn F. Adams of Rochelle, Georgia, her loving and devoted children, Mrs. Glenda McNair and her husband, Mr. Rico McNair of Rochelle, Georgia, Mr. Willie James Carruthers, Jr. of Pineview, Georgia, Mr. Glenn S. Adams and his wife, Mrs. Vet Adams of Dooley County, Georgia, Mr. Dion Adams of Ashburn, Georgia. 12 beloved grandchildren, to include a devoted granddaughter, Miss Demetrius Emery of Bon Air, Georgia. 3 beloved great-grandchildren, 2 beloved sisters, Miss Mary Emery and Miss Norma Emery, both of Rochelle, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Eugene Emery of Fort Pierce, Florida, Mr. Billy Emery and Mr. Jerome Emery, both of Rochelle, Georgia. Her beloved mother-in-law, Mrs. Ruthie May Adderley of Belle Glades, Florida. A special chosen sister, Miss Mary Montgomery of Ocilla, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Barbara Ann Emery Adams, age 70, of 10567 Cemetery Road, Rochelle, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Barbara Ann Emery Adams, age 70, will be held Saturday, October 11th at 3:30 p.m. in the sanctuary of the Pitts Church of God Worship Center in Pitts, Georgia. Her pastor pastor, the Reverend Travis Johnson, pastor of the Piney Grove Baptist Church of Rochelle, Georgia, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Piney Grove Church Cemetery in Rochelle, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, October 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, of 1121 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, September 15th at Atrium Health, Navison in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Miss Frida Janelle Mathis, age 54, of 609 Mobley Street, Vienna, Georgia, died Friday, October 3rd, at her residence in Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Maurice Sanford of Cordele, Georgia, her loving and devoted children, Miss Shakis Good Mathis, Mr. Alonzo Maddox, and Miss Shaquala Roberts, all of Vienna, Georgia. 3 beloved grandchildren, Samara, Kyla, and Teran. Her loving and devoted father, Deacon Carl Reuben Smith of Vienna, Georgia. Her loving and devoted mother, Miss Laverne Smith of Vienna, Georgia. Her loving sisters, Miss LaMonica Stokes of Jacksonville, Florida, Miss LaTanya Smith of Atlanta, Georgia, Miss Demetri Smith and her husband, Mr. Ricky Smith of Unadilla, Georgia, Miss Tamika Jenkins and her husband, Mr. Richard Jenkins of Warner Robins, Georgia, and Miss Kiara Cotton of Vienna, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Darian Turner of Vienna, Georgia. Her loving aunts and uncles, Mr. Barnell Hosley, Mrs. Patricia Smith and her husband, Mr. Cleveland Smith, Mr. Willie C. Smith, Mr. Larry Mathis, and Mr. Kenneth Mathis Sr., and his wife, Mrs. Routine Mathis, her sister-in-law, Mrs. Theresa Sanford, her brother-in-law, Mr. Marlon Sanford, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Frida Janelle Mathis, age 54, of 609 Mobley Street, Vienna, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Frida Janelle Mathis, age 54, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
And now for announcements. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Lowryville invites everyone to worship with them this morning beginning at 9:45 a.m. You may join them each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The new St. Paul Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia annual Men and Women's Day program will be observed today, Sunday, October the 5th, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Sister Rosemary Jones of New Beulah Baptist Church will be the guest speaker. The unity colors are pink and white. Deacon Wilbur Sims, chairman of deacons. Reverend Michael Walker is the pastor. The Welcome Baptist Church of America's Mission Day celebration will be observed this morning beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Minister Marcus Denard of Atlanta, Georgia will be the guest speaker. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Tommy Law is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church of America's 149th church anniversary and the first anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Wesley Ashton, will be observed beginning Tuesday, October 7th through Thursday, October the 9th at 7 o'clock p.m. Our program will be Tuesday, the St. Matthew's Baptist Church of Dawson, Georgia, and New Point Baptist Church of Arlington, Georgia, and Pastor Charlie Marcus. Wednesday, Mount Calvary Baptist Church of Cordele and Reverend Isaac H. Owens. Thursday, New Shady Grove Baptist Church of Leslie, Greater New Bethel Baptist Church of Sumner, Georgia, and Pastor Terrell Carter. The anniversary will climax on Sunday, October 12th at 10 o'clock a.m. Evangelist Sarah Dice will deliver the message. Dinner will be served, and everyone has a cordial invitation to be a part of each of these worship services. Mother Bernice Wiley is the church mother. Deacon Homer Bell, Vice Chairman of Deacons. Deacon James Cooper, Chairman of Deacons. Reverend Wesley Ashton, Pastor Teacher. The City of America's Candidates Forum will be held on Tuesday, October the 7th at the Sumter County Parks and Recreation Department, 408 Rucker Street, Americus, Georgia. This is free and open to the public. For more information, please contact Chairman Dr. Terrence J. Clemens at 229-591-156. 229-591-1156, Sumter County Democratic Committee. The New Life Church of Ushery Road in Smithville, Georgia, ordination and installation service of Pastor-elect Johnny O. Hosley will be held on Sunday, October 19th at 1:30 p.m. A dinner reception will be held immediately following the ceremony at the Leslie Civic Center. To reserve a seat, please text 229-395-9557. Again, that number is 229-395-9557. Pastor-elect Johnny Hosley is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the St. King Missionary Baptist Church as they will celebrate Family and Friends Day on Sunday, October 26th. The service will begin at 10:15 a.m. Pastor Woody C. Burnham will deliver the message. The afternoon service will begin at 2:30 p.m. Dr. Patrick Key will be delivering the message, and the Creek Boys will provide musical selections. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Reverend Woody C. Burnham, pastor. The Mount Moriah Baptist Church of Warwick will have an ordination of installation of Brother William Madison today. The press will meet at 1 o'clock p.m. The service will begin at 2 o'clock p.m. Reverend Terrell Carter will give the charge. Deacon Sammy McGill, Chairman of Deacons. Reverend Ivory Corbin is the pastor. The Glory Bound Gospel Singers will celebrate their 30th anniversary on Sunday, October 12th at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Worth County Community Center in Sylvester. Our program will be Changed, Truly Blessed, Provision, the Leonard Brothers, and many more. Tickets are on sale now, and you may contact Deacon Kelly Parham at 229-699-0578. Reverend Douglas Parham at 229-699-0216, or Brother Jolandon Dixon at 229-364-4719. The Gethsemane Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for each of you to worship with them during their annual Family and Friends Day service, which will be observed on Sunday, October the 12th at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Cecil Strawler is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church will celebrate the 25th anniversary of its pastor, Reverend W.W. Wilson and Evangelist Lois Wilson on Sunday, October 19th at 10 o'clock a.m. Pastor-teacher Darren Thompson will deliver the message. Deacon Alonzo Jones is Chairman of Deacons. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church of Cordele will celebrate the 10th anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Willie James Felton, and First Lady Linda Felton on Thursday, October 23rd at 7 o'clock p.m. The Greater New Bethel Baptist Church and Pastor Terrell Carter will be in charge of the service. The anniversary will climax on Sunday, October 26th at 2 o'clock p.m. with the Beulah Land Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels in charge of the services. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Mother Elaine Bryant, Church Mother, Deacon Xavier Bryant, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. The annual Men's Day service of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church will be observed on Sunday, October 19th during the 10:45 a.m. morning worship service. Reverend James Braswell will be the guest minister. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Marlon Paul, Men's Day Chairman, Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Isaac Owens is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m., worship service at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson, Church Mother, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. The Mount Zion First African Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Joe Wedges, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. Dan James III is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Gethsemane Baptist Church today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Cecil Strawler is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for the public to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 9:15 a.m., worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, Church Mother, Deacon Zachary Fields, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the St. Paul Presbyterian Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Please contact the pastor, Elder Owita Hageman, if you have questions or concerns, or the clerk of sessions, Elder Ola Outlaw, at 229-322-9775. Pastor Owita Hageman is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the beautiful Zion Baptist Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Mount Olive Baptist Church of Warwick extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m., worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Mother Willie Mae Walker, Church Mother, Deacon Lindbergh Williams Jr., Chairman of Deacons, Bishop Jerome Milton is the pastor. Everyone has a cordial invitation to worship at the Emmanuel Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother Willie McGill, Church Mother, Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. The New William Grove Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Winford Green, Chairman of Deacons, Mother Gradine Ford, Church Mother, Reverend Nikita Lester is the pastor. You have a cordial invitation to worship at the new St. Stephen's Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. Temple of Praise, Church of God by Faith, extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11:15 a.m., and you may join them Facebook Live at 11:30 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. For more information, please call 229-949-0144. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m., worship service at 10:45 a.m., and you may join us each Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. for Bible study. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. One final announcement this morning, as we have continuously shared with you throughout this last couple of weeks in reference to our voting, please take the opportunity to get out and vote. We have a graphic that we will be sharing with you this morning so that you may have this information right handy and take a picture of it and be able to jot it down as we share this graphic with you this morning. But please take the opportunity to get out and vote. If you are planning to vote in the upcoming November 4th election, your last day to register is tomorrow, October the 6th. The last day to register to vote is October the 6th if you're planning to vote in the November 4th election. So we encourage you to take this opportunity to check your voting credentials to make sure that you are an active voter. Many names have been expunged from our voting records, but please take the opportunity to check yours. If you're not sure, you may call the local election office to ask them to see if you're active, if you're still listed as an active voter. If you are not there, please let them know that you are planning to vote in the upcoming election. Again, as we remind you of this, we also want to let you know that early voting begins on October the 14th, which is next Tuesday, October the 14th, and you're eligible to and able to vote in early voting beginning on October 14th until October 28th. So please take advantage of these opportunities to vote during the upcoming election. Also, we'd like to remind you that beginning on Saturday, October 18th and October 25th, there will be Saturday voting as well. So please take this opportunity to do so. If you are unable or homebound and not able to get out to the polls to vote, you may request an absentee ballot. You can begin requesting your absentee ballot. Your ballot will be sent to you, and when you take the opportunity to receive your ballot, we ask that you will get it to the election site as soon as possible, so this will give them a chance to make sure that you are counted in the upcoming election. Again, please be reminded that your last day to register to vote will be on tomorrow, Monday, October the 6th is the last day to register to vote if you are planning to vote in the upcoming November 4th election. Early voting will begin on October 14th and continue through the 31st, so please take advantage of the opportunity to get out and vote. And then Saturday voting will be made available also here in the Crisp County Cordele community on October 18th and 25th. And please remember that election day is November the 4th. Take the opportunity to share this information with your family and your friends and others to make sure that we are registered, and not just to get registered, but please take the opportunity to get out and vote. Your vote is needed and your vote will be greatly appreciated. Remember, election day is November the 4th coming up. That concludes our announcements for this morning.
And now for our dedications. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mr. Billy Joe Fagan, who would have celebrated his birthday October 1st. In loving memory of Mr. Rex Poole. In loving memory of Mr. Samuel Gaines. In loving memory of Mrs. Susie Mae Hamilton. In loving memory of Mrs. Ora Lee Adams, better known to us as Aunt T. In loving memory of Mrs. Shakori Hamilton. In loving memory of Mother Mary L. Perry. In loving memory of Mr. Rufus Poole. In loving memory of Mrs. Frederica Lewis. and loving memory of Mrs. Shelley Fagan. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy birthday to the Reverend Woody Barnum, who celebrated his birthday October 1st from his family and the St. King Missionary Baptist Church. Happy birthday to Miss Gail Chanel, who celebrated her birthday Wednesday, October 1st. Happy birthday to Mrs. Barbara Roberts, who celebrated her birthday Friday, October 3rd. Dedication requested by the Lawton, Epps, and Carter family. Happy birthday to Mr. Frederick Lewis, who will celebrate his birthday Monday, October 6th. Dedication requested by the Lewis and Applin family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Annette Stembridge, who will celebrate her birthday Wednesday, October 8th. Dedication requested by her children and the entire family. And special birthday wishes goes out to my niece, Mrs. Rosalind Porter, who will celebrate her birthday Friday, October 10th. Happy birthday, Pig, and many more. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Miss Louise Walker, age 69, of 603 West 23rd Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, October 1st at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Louise Walker, age 69, will be held today, Sunday, October 5th at 2 p.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. United States Army veteran Mr. Oscar Green Jr., age 71, of Bentonville, Arkansas, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, September 27th at St. Luke Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Mr. Oscar Green Jr., age 71, will be held on Saturday, October 11th at 10 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The burial with military honors will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, October 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Beloved Church Mother, Mother Alberta Williams Ryle, Mother of the Church of the Big Bethel Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia, age 88, of 706 Brooklyn Terrace, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, October 2nd at her residence in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Alberta Williams Riles, age 88, will be held Saturday, October 11th at 10 a.m. in the sanctuary of her beloved Big Bethel Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The burial will follow at Staley Memorial Gardens in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, October 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Barbara Ann Emery Adams, age 70, of 10567 Cemetery Road, Rochelle, Georgia, died Monday, September 29th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Barbara Ann Emery Adams, age 70, will be held Saturday, October 11th at 3:30 p.m. in the sanctuary of the Pitts Church of God Worship Center in Pitts, Georgia. Her pastor, the Reverend Travis Johnson, pastor of the Piney Grove Baptist Church of Rochelle, Georgia, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Piney Grove Church Cemetery in Rochelle, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, October 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, of 1121 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, September 15 at Atrium Health, Navison in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Miss Frida Janelle Mathis, age 54, of 609 Mobley Street, Vienna, Georgia, died Friday, October 3rd at her residence in Vienna, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Frida Janelle Mathis, age 54, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Our program this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Deacon Marcus Christopher Limbrick of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mr. Hollis Douglas Sr. of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mr. Alexander Demetrius Carter of Atlanta, Georgia, and Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Dwayne Hardeman Sr. of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Jwwilliams Lesavion Finn of Killeen, Texas, and Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Ms. Louise Walker of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Oscar Green Jr., Bentonville, Arkansas, and Cordele, Georgia. The family of beloved church mother, Mother Alberta Williams Rouse, church mother of the Big Bethel Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Barbara Ann Emery Adams of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Frida Janelle Mathis of Vienna, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to all of the sick and shut-in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and our devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in the armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, to my son, Jai Wilkerson Parker. This election goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, that grandson, Noble, to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. This election goes out to my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and here presenting our program to our Facebook and YouTube channel. Goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, pastor of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and moderator of the Gum Creek Missionary Baptist Association. To his wife, Sister Kathy Williams, and family. Goes out to Mr. Cleveland R. Lemon, the oldest staff member of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home and steward of the Bethel CME Church of Cordele, Georgia. To our beloved Mrs. Easter May Sanders and family. Goes out to our dear friend and brother, the Reverend Johnny Dean, pastor of New Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Byronville, Georgia. Goes out to Deacon Jimmy Charles Montfrey, chairman of the Board of Deacons of the Crossroad Baptist Church. And to each of you who listen to our program on each Sunday morning, it's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Goes out to Mrs. Claudia West and family, Mrs. Bernice Laston family, Mother Willie Mae Leary and family, Mother Maddie Armstrong and family, Mrs. Maddie Peavy and family, the Reverend Freddie Peavy and family, Mrs. Sidney Ruff and family, Mrs. Mary Frances Davis and family, Mrs. LaShonda Donaldson and family on this blessed first Sunday in October 2025. God bless you.
for joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning. And remember, in your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the J.W. Williams Funeral